Welcome to this week's episode of the Ramblin' Reynolds podcast, hosted by Jesse Reynolds, and once again I'm joined by my lovely wife, Jillian Winters. Did it again?
Hello.
Where do you care where I hold the mic?
Listeners, can you tell a difference when Jesse's covering the entire mic with his hand?
I'm not covering the mic with. I'm holding it like this. This part of the mic, the top part, which is right there, is where my hand is.
I know, but doesn't it pick up sound from more than the top part?
I don't know. Why do you care?
Because I care about the quality of this podcast, Jesse.
Okay.
If I'm involved in something, I like for it to be the best.
It's fine. It's not a condenser mic, therefore it doesn't pick up audio the same way. It's a unidirectional mic. It picks it up in one direction. So I'm pretty sure just talking to the top of it is where the mic comes from. Look, it doesn't pick up as well. So.
Well, you have the headphones, so I can't hear.
Well, I just saw the levels.
Oh, okay. All right. I'll stop pestering you about it.
Jeez.
A little behind the scenes, people.
Well, anyways, besides that tiff of everyday marriage life here in the Reynolds Winters household, just arguments over trivial details.
Okay, that's not every day.
But the arguments we have is about stuff that's really in the end unimportant that we have.
And they don't even need to be arguments if you would just listen to me.
Says Hitler.
Shut up. I can't help it. I'm usually right. Maybe not about the mic, but about some other things. Most things.
Just do what I say.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways, so let's see. It's we're recording the day before this podcast comes out, but at least we're doing it. But besides all that, and our minor spat we had early on in the episode, so we're let's see what happened. What happened last week, but over the weekend? Nothing really, huh? Oh wait, the tornadoes.
I don't remember anything about last week.
We fared well for the tornadoes, the ones that ripped through that Amazon facility.
Yeah, there was 3 different tornado warnings.
Yeah.
One happened while we were still in the basement. Like the way they had it was different times, and then if you read the details, it describes like a different tornado, even though it's the same county. So one happened, we took the cats downstairs, which was a pain in the butt. Second one happened while we were down there, so we just had to stay down there longer. And then we got back up, let the cats out, and literally like 5 minutes later, we had to take the cats back downstairs.
Yeah.
They were displeased.
Yeah. But after that, it was it was no damage to our home. Didn't hail.
Yeah, Alton didn't get like anything.
No.
I mean, it was kind of loud.
Our recycling can flipped.
Yeah.
That was about it. No big deal.
Which, I'm super thankful for. Because, excuse me. We have, even though it's a basement, there's still like windows.
Yeah. That's most basements.
Have you been in a lot of basements? You're from Louisiana. How would you know what basements look like?
Well, every movie I've seen, there's a window pane sticking out of a basement or a TV show.
Yeah, I guess most have like little ones at the top, maybe. I don't know. I just feel like ours are kind of big.
I won.
Okay, sure, yes. There are quite a few basements that don't have any windows, though.
Okay. Sure. Do you want to get ours concreted over?
No, it just... We need to figure out where the best space is to take the kitties. I guess maybe the bathroom downstairs. Is there a window in there? I can't remember.
No.
Yeah. Anyways.
Okay. But those yeah, but the windows down there on the outside, there's like these big coverings over them.
Yeah, that are plastic. Those would rip right off.
All right, I'm just saying.
I mean, that's the whole point is like tornadoes can blow the windows out and create like weird suction-y things, I think.
Well, I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, a little plastic topper is not going to do much.
Calm down.
Don't tell me to calm down.
It's just, I'm just throwing that out there. I don't know. Maybe, you're probably right.
I am right.
Okay. And then, I think for the weekend, did we go anywhere Saturday night?
I don't remember anything.
I don't think so.
Did
Did
we
we go to Lindsay's or something, or?
I literally have no idea. Where were we last weekend? Oh, I remember. I did Christmas cookie baking, and you went to Chris's goodbye party.
Oh, that's right.
And then you slept till like noon the next day. Got it.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, man, how could...
Jesse got drunk.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
I spent literally 8 hours on my feet baking cookies with Pam and my mom.
I went to a bar called the Bloody Bucket.
Yeah, that's like the grossest bar name. I've like who
Thanks.
Who thought that was okay?
I wasn't finished.
Well, you took like an 8-minute pause.
You do it too sometimes. Like that. Anyways, that's all that needs to be said after you say you went to a bar named the Bloody Bucket.
Yeah, I guess that does kind of tell you how your night's gonna go.
That was... You didn't let me finish my punchline. That was the punchline.
Oh, okay.
But I'm saying previously when you just cut me off.
Sorry. That was a very long pause. Wow, we're just bickering this entire episode. Let's continue.
Well, my pauses are longer when I'm tired.
But, I know, I'm tired too.
Anyways,
Can I...
But apparently this said bar was a bar that was like some saloon in the 1800s for like Jesse James apparently went there once.
Yeah, I've never heard that before in my life.
There's a plaque on the wall.
I know, I don't... Did they just put that there though?
Yeah, who knows, but maybe.
Because I just...
It was on the wall.
I feel like that would be like lore, like people would talk about it more.
Jesse Palmer talked about it before.
Oh.
Anyways, had pretty good fun with that. Then, anyways, to bring it full circle, that Sunday, slept in.
Really quick, Jesse fell asleep on the couch.
Mm-hmm.
And being the best wife ever, obviously, I just left him so that the cats and I would have the bed to ourselves.
Well. Anyways, and then, so this week we went to the Botanical Gardens for the Christmas light show there.
The Garden Glo.
Yeah, that was pretty fun, and got to take a lot of pictures. There, if you go, folks, I don't recommend going through the house.
Yeah.
Because it was a long line.
Oh my, I don't know what everyone was doing in that house for so long. There was so much time between one group going in and then coming out and the next one going in. We were in there, a total of 3 minutes maybe?
If that.
What?
thought it was 32nd.
Yeah, the house is cool. It's the Shaw house. It's the guy who built the botanical gardens or whatever, like his old residence, and it's beautiful. But the line to get in because of the COVID restrictions was like not worth it unless I literally don't. I cannot even begin to fathom how people spent that amount of time in that house.
Yeah, fair.
Like, did they just literally sit down and have, like, a cup of coffee? Like, were they playing card games? What were they doing in there? You can't go upstairs. You can't go downstairs. You just walk in a circle looking at the rooms, which, again, are beautiful, but...
Sure.
Blows my mind.
Yeah, and it just, like, because it's so old, I'm like, well, am I in my home now?
Yeah. There was one point where I was like, wow, I really wish I lived in a house like this. This is gorgeous. And I was like, wait. We do live in a house like that. Ours just isn't kept up as well.
Yeah, like, I had told your dad when we were in there, I was like, this reminds me of that one house we saw in Edwardsville. And it's like, it's like, it does look like that. Your dad was like, yeah.
That house looks that house was so cool.
It didn't make sense, though.
The bathroom, if it had a different bathroom, I didn't see it in person, but just the location was amazing. And the old house itself seemed cool, but it had, like, split level AC or something. So one part of the house was, like, way hotter than the other.
Yeah.
And then I think the bathroom, like, there was only one bathroom, or there was, like, 1.5, and one of them was weird. Like, it was, like, not functional.
Yeah, this house was better than that one.
Yeah, although...
No, it is.
Okay.
I mean, they had, like, a nicer yard and stuff, but...
And it was literally in the best location ever in Edwardsville.
Anyways, it was overpriced.
One thing, well, not for Edwardsville. One thing I noticed about this house... Well, I'm the one who did all the looking at the houses on the Zillow and the Realtor.
Okay.
One thing I'm noticing about our house that I don't know if we can fix or not is the floors being uneven. I was thinking today how much I'd like to move my desk up in the office, but then I remembered it is where it is because when I had it where I originally was thinking, oh, I'd like to move it over there, it was slanted because the floor is like that sloped.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's possible to fix or not.
Probably not.
Just the price we pay for having an older home.
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah, like when we put the bookcase in the living room.
Yeah.
There were only so many places it could go.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it was going to tip over.
Yeah.
Like the edges of the rooms are like slanted up. Like the middle of the room. I guess the floor sags in the middle is what you'd say.
Yeah.
But it's beautiful. Anyways, botanical gardens.
Yeah. Talk about rambling.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool. I never been there before for the glow light, or what's it called?
Garden Glo.
Garden Glo. It was pretty cool. They have like this snow globe thing, human-sized snow globe thing you could take pictures in. That was pretty cool. There's a lot of like lights that coordinated blinks.
Coordinated blinks.
Whatever. It was cool. I don't know.
Yeah, they were like timed to music and stuff.
Yeah.
Personally, so I'm gonna hot take here. The Garden Glo is by far the best light display I've ever been to.
Bang. There you go.
Yeah, and
I mean, it here, folks. You heard it here first.
I really like Christmas, and I really, really, really love Christmas lights.
First.
And I feel like we've gone, maybe not with you. Well, you've been to some, but I've gone to like a fair amount of different Christmas light displays across states and cities and whatnot. And the Garden Glo is just the best because it's like so unique. Like it's Christmas, but it's also, they have a lot of like botanical themed glow. So it's just, it's unique. It's not just like, oh, look, a snowman. Even though I do love lit up snowman.
Sure. There was a lit up Santa that I thought was a little weird.
Yeah, that thing was it was just like on a bench by itself. It was pretty random.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the Garden Glow is also cool because it has like sections of different types of light displays. So they have like kind of the trippy, fun, zigzaggy arches and kind of like, I don't know, more modern displays. And then you go to a different section like where the Shaw House was, and it's very classic, like all nice soft white lights, lanterns. And since it's a botanical garden, they actually have like little Christmas trees decorated. And then there's just, sections that are just very delicate. Like the last part was my favorite. Well, it's not the last part, but they had a bunch of trees. It was like a little mini forest as you walk through, and it was teal and blue and purple Christmas lights and maybe a little bit of pink, and that's like my favorite colors. So that was just beautiful.
Yeah, I was quite tired after it all.
Yeah, Jesse didn't do the hedge maze. They had a lit up hedge maze.
Oh, yeah.
Turns out it wasn't actually a maze. You go out where you come in, but whatever. It's fun to wander around in. I guess it's a maze for... It did make me feel a little claustrophobic at some points.
Oh, good thing I missed out.
Yeah, as I was like turning corners, I was thinking it's a good thing Jesse's not in here.
Okay. And so the Garden Glow was fun to be had. And that basically sums up the time spent between last episode and this week's episode. So let's move on to current events.
There's one thing you haven't shared with listeners, Jesse.
What's that?
How you've become obsessed with Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh, I thought I said that last week.
Did we talk about that last week?
I might have.
It's continued into this week's, folks. When you said that sums up everything, it's like, no, that doesn't sum up the 90 hours of watching Buffy.
I mean, that's like trivial details of my life.
But it's literally how you spend 50% of your time.
What do you... I mean, are you offended?
No, but I would not call that a trivial detail. If you think how you spend the majority of your time is something trivial, then what are you doing with your life?
It's a good question.
Maybe you should really take some stock in your priorities.
Well, I don't know. I just don't think it matters what I'm watching.
But you only get so many hours a day.
All right. I thoroughly enjoy Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
I mean, I get if you're saying it doesn't matter to other people.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, I thought you meant like it doesn't matter in general in life.
No, I'm not saying that. I mean,
Okay.
I revel to watch Buffy. I enjoy it a lot.
Revel.
Anyways, I look forward to watching it. I just don't think people care to hear about it.
Everyone wants to hear about Buffy.
Well, it's pretty good. I'm up to season 3, and a lot of twists and turns along the way.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot I forgot about.
And they throw you sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
If you know what I mean, like throw you for a loop.
Mm-hmm.
And I enjoy it. I may even watch Angel. See how I feel after it.
I've never watched Angel.
You never felt for it? You never were up for it?
So 7 seasons of Buffy is such a commitment anyway. And then I know people really liked Angel, but sometimes I'm kind of like a purist. Like I don't want to
watch a show that doesn't have what's her Sarah Michelle Gellar?
Or not even that. It's like sometimes if there's a spin-off of something, I kind of like to just keep my stories and my like world simple.
Oh.
Like this whole Marvel Universe thing, absolutely not.
Yeah,
no.
There's too many things.
Yeah, that's how I feel with like spin-off shows. Sometimes it just gets to be too much. For some people, they love it because it adds like a great depth. And, when you love something, sometimes you just want more and more and more of it. I'm kind of more where I'm like, no, I need to just keep it kind of like this sacred little bubble.
Yeah, I might not watch it. I might at least watch that movie.
Oh, yeah, you got to watch them. You got to see the beginnings because that's...
Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's nothing compared to Buffy the show, but it is the story of how she began. So
yeah. So my current event for the week is, so Jill was there on Sunday. We watched the replay of the last Formula One race, and it wasn't Lewis Hamilton who won.
Spoiler.
Who usually wins, who's won every year since 2016, and before that he won, let me see, he won 2014, 2015, missed out on 2016. He won 2017, 18, 19, and 20. So that
is wild.
6 out of 7 years, and he won one more in 2008. So he's a 7 times world champion. And that's tied for the most championships for drivers in history. But he didn't win, and it was a controversial win. And Max Verstappen won, the first Dutch Formula One winner.
Yeah, Formula One I think is kind of interesting. I've never really just like sat down and watched a race, but this, I actually sat down with Jesse and watched it. Like, it was really entertaining.
Yeah.
And I don't understand all the rules.
Yeah.
But it seemed, I don't know, the whole race seemed shady from that beginning thing with Lewis Hamilton going off course.
Yeah, so what happened was, Max dove into the corner, tried to lunge in to pass Lewis late in the corner, which he did it within track limits. So track limits means you keep the car between the white lines of the track. Lewis, instead of staying within track limits, he avoided the crash that would have happened and went off the track and didn't even try to re-enter the track. He just cut across the corner to get back on the straight. And apparently he didn't. So normally when that happens, it looked like Max had passed him. So if Max passed Lewis within track limits, Lewis would have had to given him the spot, but the officials decided that that wasn't the case, and they let him continue racing.
Yeah, it was something about, they kept saying he had already lost any advantage he would have gained by missing that, by not going around that corner, basically taking a shortcut.
It's within itself, that's controversial.
Yeah, so it definitely looked like he missed a really big turn. I don't know. It seems sketch to me as someone who's not well versed in the rules. Just looking at it, it was like, that can't be fair.
Well, plus, and then, so the whole race happened, obviously, and then somebody wrecked in the 50th lap or something, and they put there was another safety car before that, but another one happened when someone wrecked, and when that happened, so Max pitted, put the soft tires on, which means you get the most grip, the car goes faster. But what also happened was that they let the cars that already got lapped when the safety car was about to get off the track to let the race resume, they let the lap cars pass the safety car before the race resumed, which is probably, that I don't think that's ever happened before, so that was controversial. So Max was behind all those lap cars. He was going to have to get through all those cars to make an attempt to pass Lewis to win the race. But they let that happen, so he didn't have to worry about any of that. And by the time the race started, Lewis and Max were neck and neck. And pretty much that was the race. After that, Max passed him turn 4,
Yeah, because he had the better tires.
Better tires.
Which I didn't fully comprehend the safety car and the lap cars getting to pass and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, that's not normal. It was pretty much so the race director let that happen.
Yeah. And Lewis Hamilton, I guess his team, Mercedes? Who did you drive for? Mercedes?
Yeah.
I guess they, tried to challenge it or whatever the next day.
No, they challenged it right after the race.
Right after, yeah.
And then they did an appeal to the FIA, who's the governing body over Formula One.
Oh, that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, they did that too, but they just took that down. Like they decided not to do that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean it seems so. Yeah, those two things. Even though one was in favor of Lewis Hamilton, one was not in favor of him. They both just seemed kind of sketch and weird, and I don't know. I don't think it applied to anyone that was in the running to win or anything, but I do remember them pointing out that there was another instance where someone went outside of the lane and then came back in, and they said the same thing, oh no, he didn't really gain anything, he can just stay there, even though someone tried to pass him and pushed him out. So I guess that at least they're staying kind of consistent in there. Yeah,
that happened in Brazil, I think.
No, the same.
Oh, the same race?
Yeah, the same race.
Different.
One of the middle people.
Oh, okay.
You might have been not paying attention, or you might have been out of the room or something.
Okay. Well, anyways, that's concludes the episode. Unless, do you have a kitty corner?
I always have a kitty corner, Jesse, and also, you didn't ask me if I had a current event.
Well, you said before the episode you didn't.
Okay, but I have an update to my one from last week.
Well,
do you remember how we discussed the planet that was discovered in the Centauri B?
Yeah.
And we were discussing about how planets form, and I said I think it's gas. I don't know.
Oh.
I just did a little, just to update the listeners in case anyone is curious. Basically, the theory on how planets form is that it is gases that mix together, and then what actually forms the solid matter of the planets is dust in the universe that all clumps together because the gases are all mixing together and whatnot. So then they join together and they slowly grow to make a planet. And that apparently the sun heats off and blows away the gases, most of the gases, which is why the closer you are to the sun, the more solid surface there is. And then the further away you are from the sun, like Neptune, Saturn, that kind of stuff, the gases, it's colder, so they the temperature somehow makes them stick closer together. So that's why you get more gaseous planets outside of further away from the sun's heat, which is also interesting because if I remember right, the planet that they found in Centauri B was really gaseous, and I think they thought it was too hot for planets to form. So if gaseous planets are supposed to be where it's cooler anyway, and then it's they didn't even expect any planet to form there, it just blows the mind that there's still things we think we know, but then we don't know, and maybe we're wrong.
Yeah.
Anyways, just an update.
And that concludes current events. What?
It was so deadpan. Okay, what do we have for Jill's Kitty Corner? Oh, okay, I got it. All right, welcome to Jill's Kitty Corner. Oh, gosh. Okay.
Tired.
Okay, so this week in Jill's Kitty Corner, just want to share a little update of our life. So the vet who sees Luther and does his acupuncture recommended just cooking chicken. Did I already talk about this?
Probably.
Oh, shit.
I tune these out sometimes.
I forget what I talk about sometimes, too.
Well, I just wait till the end.
So, if I talked about this, just fast forward. The vet recommended just cooking chicken for the cat, so I've been making them chicken in the slow cooker. And not the girls, because they're not sick, so they don't get it. But I give Luther chicken since he's sick, and Ryford since she said it would help him gain weight. So they've been getting fresh cooked, cut up, fall off the bone chicken for once a day for a meal, and it is just the cutest little thing in the world to watch them eat, especially Ryford since he doesn't really have a face. Like, he has the tiniest little mouth. It's like the width of my finger, and he is missing a canine. Like, they had to pull a canine that was, like, rotting out of his face before we adopted him. So he barely has any teeth. He barely has any room in his mouth. But watching him just, like, inhale shreds of chicken might be the cutest thing I've ever seen. There's video of it on J&J Senior Sanatorium if you want to check it out on Instagram. And that's it for Jill's Kitty Corner. Meow.
Anyways, thanks for all who listen to the podcast. It means a lot. And also, that concludes this week's episode. You can you can follow me on all social media, but the main one is Ramblin' Reynolds on Instagram. Like and subscribe to the podcast wherever you find the podcast. It's on most platforms. And yeah, thanks for listening and have a good week.
Bye.
Bye.